franchise. It's a very famous, classic game. Must have been a little bit daunting tackling that one. Did you have any fears when you got into it?
Not really. It was more excitement because I'm a massive fan of all of the XCOM games, well, particularly the first couple, and it was a huge opportunity and very exciting to get to work on reinventing that franchise and bringing it refreshing it and bringing it to a whole lot of new people. We wanted to sort of bring the player down into the experience so that they could experience the origins of XCOM and the invasion firsthand. So we're zooming in, but we still retain a lot of the elements that make the XCOM games fantastic. So we still got that interplay between strategy and tactics. We've still got the ability for you to capture alien technology and turn it against them. One of the cool things that we're showing at this E3 is our tactical mode. So while some of the game does take place from first person, a big part of how you're going to play the combat in the game is by using our third-person tactical mode, where you zoom back out and you can see all of the squad, your own character, the enemies, and any tactical assets that are in the battlefield will be sort of revealed and highlighted. So you can. And time will be slowed, so you can spend time units to audio squad around and ask them to use their powers, which come from alien technology that you've equipped on them.
Right. All right. So for those of you that don't know, it takes place prior to the first XCOM, where XCOM is not a global agency, they're just kind of an upstart agency now. So talk us through, if you can, the threat that they're facing this time around. We saw a couple of the enemies. Can you talk about any of that stuff?
Yeah, so the enemies, we're not revealing where they're from, but they're known as the Outsiders. And they're sort of made of this raw nanotech material, which can take a variety of forms. And this is the basis for all of their technology and the aliens themselves. So you're going to meet a variety of enemies, both humanoid, but also some more abstract forms. Some that are sort of they're machines of war, but not really bound to earthly physical principles. And these are the things that you're going to be able to capture and turn against them ultimately. But their nanotechnology is spreading through our world and sort of corrupting it. One of the things you might have seen in the demo is how the world is sort of transformed around you as you're fighting the aliens. Their corruption is spreading, these geometric forms are springing out of the ground all around you, and they're basically transforming the world into a habitat that's suitable for them.
So obviously it is a prequel to the other games. How does the storyline tie in? Does it conflict at all?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't really conflict. But what we're doing is sort of winding back the clock a bit and going before the timeline of the original games had kicked off. But it is also it is a kind of a reimagining along the lines of Battlestar Galactica or Batman Begins. So it's obviously taking a lot of the canon and sort of being inspired by it, but we're also embarking on a new journey with a new enemy and new people, new characters.
Right, well, I think you guys have done a really nice job of evoking America at that time as well. Was playing off the kind of skepticism that was starting to creep in the 60s. Were you conscious of that when you wanted to tie everything in?
Yeah, definitely. We've set the game in 1962 as the birth of XCOM, and it's the theme of the game is xenophobia, the fear of the unknown. And that's obviously very apparent with the sort of invading enemy, the Outsiders, who are transforming the world. They're obviously something to be feared. But there's also a whole lot of minority groups and people who hadn't had their voices heard were starting to stand up in the 60s in America, so it was a time when there were fears, internal and external, the Cold War and so on. that sort of sets the backdrop for the human story, the people that you come to know that work at XCOM, the characters there that you can sort of talk to, and they're sort of developed in light of both the political landscape, but also the obvious threat of the invading outsiders.
So as you say, there are a number of characters in it. Did you guys ever consider putting in a multiplayer aspect at all?
We didn't think that, what we wanted to focus on was the single-player experience.
Sure.
And we wanted to get that right. And so there won't be a multiplayer in this version of XCOM. But I think multiplayer is ultimately, a pretty good fit for this kind of game. So who knows?